This is the first in a short series of videos that I'm going to do about how I have my MacBook Pro set up. I may later include also what I'm doing on the desktop computer and how the two work together. But we'll start with setting up my MacBook Pro. I've actually recently gone through a reinstall for a variety of reasons, and so I thought I would record a few quick tips on getting set back up. For my personal setup, you'll see that I have a large number of USB drives that are connected to my computer. And one of the first things that I do when I get set back up is remove a number of the distractions that I have, or the things that I find personally distracting in the default OS settings. For this particular series of videos, this is the first. I have installed only two programs on the OS since I put Leopard on, and I have done all of the updates that were available as of this weekend. It's November of 2008 at the current time. So the first thing I'm going to do is actually get rid of all the disks here. I can access them in a variety of other ways, and there's really no reason for me to clog up my desktop with that information. And so I will actually go to the Show View options, which is available simply by right-clicking. And I can increase or decrease the size directly here, which is something I'll finish once we're available here. Under the Finder preferences, I'll have the ability to actually edit what I show on the desktop. And for me, I actually don't want to see any of the hard disks on the desktop, or even CDs, DVDs, and iPods. So I'm actually going to uncheck all of these items, and you'll see that those icons are now removed. I am going to put some folders back here, but I'll do that in another series. So for right now, we'll go ahead and leave that right there. And I don't actually change any other settings at this time, but you can see some of the labels are here. Sometimes I do go back and set these for project names, etc. For right now, we're not going to do anything there. In terms of the sidebar, I do typically come back and edit these. One of the reasons is I don't use back to my Mac or some of the other services. But for right now, again, we'll just leave these as they are. And then on the advanced settings, I don't really want to continue to receive the warnings about emptying my trash, so I actually do uncheck that. And I'm also familiar with the repercussions of changing the extension on a file, so I will uncheck that. One of the reasons I do uncheck this one is that there are a few bugs with Office 2008 on the Mac where when downloading a Office file, it gets renamed to the template version, and I don't always want to prompt when I'm changing the extension on that, so I will go ahead and remove that. Some people who prefer to see the extensions all the time do check this show all, but I don't like it and don't really have a need to securely empty my trash by default, so I don't have that on. Those are all the settings that I change in Finder by default. I do want to go ahead then and move up my default icon size here for the desktop. I'm going to do it at 96 by 96, and we'll double check how that works later to see if we're comfortable with that. And I'm going to check show item info. That'll tell me how many items are in a given folder, etc. So we'll have that checked for now. Go ahead and close this. The other item that I change on my default settings, available in System Preferences, is for the dock. I actually don't like the dock to always be visible. It takes up a lot of room, and I don't really need it. So I do go ahead and turn on magnification for the scrolling effect. I do like that. And then I will change it to automatically hide the dock. Those are the settings that I do by default to the OS to get me a clean start. So we'll start with those tips for now, and I'll walk you through some more useful, productive ones in the next couple of videos.